Okay. All right. So we all week, if you have practiced with me already this week, you know that we have been talking about how to get grounded in your yoga practice. One of the ways in which we get grounded is to make contact with as much of our body on the ground as possible. So we're going to do a longer shavasana at the end to make sure we take advantage of that. We can also think about when we're sitting down, whether it's in a chair or on a block or on our yoga mat, make sure the boniest part of your butt, your sit bones, is what's making contact with the floor. That's going to help to ground us. And when we talk about our form in things like plank and downward facing dog, we want to make sure that we have good contact with the floor with our hands. So I'll just show you guys real quick. We've done this all week. So if you've been with me already, you've already done this, but just to make sure we're all on the same page. When you have your hands on the ground, you want to make sure that your fingers are spread really wide, making a lot more contact with the floor than just this, right? Take up lots of surface area. We also have 4 corners to each palm, and we want to root down through all 4 corners. So base of the pinky, both sides of the heel of the hand by the pinky side and the thumb side, and then the knuckle underneath your first finger is the most important one. That one tends to pop up and not make contact with the ground. And whenever that pops up, you transfer a lot of the pressure and the force into your wrist and into your forearms, which can be super uncomfortable. So in order to maintain good contact with the floor and hang on to that downward facing dog as often as we do, spread your fingers wide, root down through the 4 corners, press the pads of the fingers into the ground to make some solid contact. Okay. The other thing is you want your first fingers, pointer fingers, to be parallel to each other, not rotated in. So this is a very common mistake I see with people when we practice together in the same room. If we start to rotate in so that our first fingers are pointing towards each other, our elbows wing out, and then we don't have not only correct contact with our hands, but it puts our shoulders in a compromised position as well. So rotate those hands so that your pointer fingers are parallel to each other and take up a lot of space. When I'm on my yoga mat, you might not be able to see it, but my pinky fingers are off the edge of my mat. I'm out wide enough that my pinkies are actually on the rug, not on my mat. Okay, so we'll play around with that a little bit. We're not doing like the chaturanga parties today. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're going to keep coming back to this, making sure we have good contact with the floor piece of it. And as we talk about alignment moving forward through the spring, I'm going to keep coming back to that sort of action of our hands. Okay, so we're going to start on our backs. Yay. You can lie all the way down. When we start on our backs here, my friends, let's bend our knees for our first posture today. So plant your feet on the ground, knees are bent, and then you can either take your feet hip distance apart and just sort of align ankles, knees, hips, or you can let your knees come in together in the middle, right? So whatever feels better here. But make sure you're pressing down through your feet into the ground. Hips are heavy on the floor, shoulders are heavy on the floor, back of your head is heavy on the floor. Beautiful. And then to get settled in, if you want to rock your knees side to side a little bit, you can, or you can find stillness right away, completely up to you. We can also think about when we talk about how to find a sense of support and grounding whenever we're on our backs. If your palms face the floor, that gives us a greater sensation of connection to the earth. So if typically you're in Shavasana and your palms face up, that's a great receiving posture. If you want to feel more grounded, flip those hands over so that your palms are on the floor. And then you can continue rocking the knees and the head side to side if any of those movements feel good. You're certainly welcome whenever you're ready to make your way to some stillness. And then once you allow your body to come into stillness, shifting your focus over to your breath. Even when we're on our backs, we can expand the rib cage. So as you inhale, Think about the front, the back, and the sides of the rib cage getting bigger. Full breaths in. And then as you exhale, you can release it and let it all go. As we breathe in, pressing the back of your body into the earth beneath you. As we exhale, releasing and letting go. Let's find 3 more full breaths just like that. I'll make my way to my mat here. Finding 1 more big breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then if you'd like to shift where your arms are, you're welcome to take up a little bit more space with those arms. Take a big breath all the way in. Knees are still bent. As you exhale, let your knees fall over to the right, taking a gentle twist over to this side. 3 breaths right here. Shoulder blades stay melted into the earth. One more big breath here. And then on your next inhale, those knees come back to center. And then as you exhale, gently let those knees fall over to the left, taking our gentle twist over to this side. 3 breaths here, shoulder blades stay down. Finding 1 more full breath, inhale and exhale. And then as you inhale, draw those knees back to center here. When you're ready, you can draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Give yourself a big hug. We'll take a full round of breath right here. And then whenever you're ready, you can rock and roll long ways on your spine. Coming up to a comfortable seat for a moment. You can loosely cross your legs if you'd like to. You can extend your legs forward if that feels better. Once we make our way to our seat, root down through those sit bones. The boniest part of your butt makes contact with the floor here. Allow your shoulder blades to melt back and down. And then we have a nice dignified spine from our root all the way up through the crown of our head. Beautiful. Let's inhale those arms up overhead. You're welcome to gaze up here if you'd like to, or stay neutral. Exhale to draw thumbs to heart center. Twice more like we always do. Let's inhale, big breath in. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. 1 more time. Inhale, press those palms together overhead. And exhale, thumbs to heart center. This time we'll inhale those arms overhead. As we exhale, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the head, elbows out wide. We still root down through the sit bones. Press your head into your hands, hands into your head. And then take a big inhale. As we exhale, gentle side bend over to the right here. You don't have to go very far. We just want to keep our elbows nice and wide open here. Big breath in. And a breath out. And then we'll inhale back to center, head into hands here. Exhale, take our side bend over to the left. Again, you don't have to go very far. Nice little shoulder opener. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to center. Exhale, release the hands onto the thighs. Any kind of shoulder rolls or neck rolls you'd like, you can feel free to take them. And then we'll make our way to our tabletop position here. Your first opportunity to check out your hand position today. So we'll set ourselves up as we always do. Spread those fingers wide. Root down through all 4 corners of those palms here. Index fingers parallel to each other. Knees are about hip distance apart. And then you can tuck your toes or untuck your toes. We'll work through some cat-cow here together. Inhale to drop the belly down. Lift up the gaze, lift the tailbone. And exhale, pushing the mat away. Inhale, the belly drops, the gaze lifts up, the tailbone lifts. Exhale, pushing the mat away. 1 more time. Inhale, let the belly drop, the gaze will lift, the tailbone lifts. And exhale, pushing the mat away. Come on back to our neutral tabletop here. We're gonna untuck those toes and send those hips back. For child's pose, one big breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale back to our tabletop, tuck your toes under. On your exhale, send your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Root down through those hands. We'll do that twice more. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then we inhale to tabletop here, untuck your toes. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. Full breath in and a breath out. Inhale, tabletop, tuck your toes under, root down through those hands, my friends. Exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Finding a big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, our tabletop position. This is our last time through, everybody. Untuck your toes, exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. Taking a big breath. And then last time through tabletop on an inhale, tuck those toes under, root down through those hands, exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. So check your alignment. Adjust as you need to. Root down through the balls of your feet, sit bones up nice and high. One more big breath. Full breath out. And then when you're ready, we'll send those hips a little bit higher. Take our baby steps up to the top of the mat here. Coming into our forward fold once you arrive. Put as much of a bend in those knees as you need. And then we'll bring our hands to our shins. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold all the way down. Twice more like that. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Last one. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling to fold down. Let's come all the way up to standing this time. Press through those feet, everybody. Inhaling to reach those arms up and overhead. Press palms together. And exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana. Beautiful. Let's do our side bends one more time, just like we did in the seat. So we'll inhale those arms overhead, interlace the hands behind the head. As we exhale, gentle side bend to the right. So you'll be able to take this a little further, right, than we did in our seat. Make sure you root down through your feet here. Chest stays open. One more breath here. Let's inhale ourselves back to center, get nice and tall. And exhale, side bend over to the left. Again, root down through both feet here. Chest stays open. One more breath. And then let's inhale to bring ourselves back to center. Reach those arms up. You can gaze up. Exhale to fold forward and all the way down here. Hands to shins. Inhale ourselves to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to plant those hands firmly. Let's take ourselves back to find downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here so you can check your alignment, right? Index fingers are parallel to each other. Root down through those palms. Press your finger pads into the mat. Sit bones nice and high. One more full breath. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale our right leg towards the ceiling, flex that right foot, no pointing flex, right? And then as we exhale, step your right foot forward, drop your left knee down, low leg lunge on the right side. Good, check your alignment. Right knee's on top of that right ankle. I like to keep my back toes tucked under in this pose. It's a nice left side hip flexor opener here. 3 breaths. One more full breath. Let's inhale. As we exhale, bring those left fingers down, right fingers to the sky. Let's take a twist here. 3 breaths. You can have fingertips or a flat palm on that left hand. That's up to you. One more breath here. And then as we unwind with an exhale, bring that right hand down, send those hips back, straightening that right knee, coming into our hamstring stretch, getting that full warm up in all at once here, my friends. Try to keep those hips square. You can keep your right foot flat or draw that entire right foot up if that feels better. Fingertips are flat palms. We have 3 breaths here. Taking one more breath, let's inhale. As we exhale, we make our way forward, plant those hands firmly, lift that back knee, and then we take it back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. Let's inhale that left leg towards the ceiling when you're ready. Nice square hips here. Exhale to step that left foot forward, drop that back knee down. We've got our low leg lunge. Left side. Left knee's on top of that left ankle. Back toes tucked under. Right side hip flexor opener here. 3 breaths. Settle in. One more inhale here. So we exhale, those right fingers come down, left fingers to the sky. Take our twist. You can have your right fingertips or a flat palm on the ground, whatever feels better for you. One more inhale here. As we exhale, gently unwind, send those hips back to straighten that left knee, hamstring stretch, left side. So again, try to square those hips off. You can keep your left foot flat or bring that entire left foot up if that feels better. One more breath. Let's inhale here. So we exhale, gently make our way forward, plant your hands firmly, back knee lifts, and then we step it back to find downward facing dog. Taking a big inhale here, and a big exhale. Send those hips a little higher when you're ready. You can take your baby steps or a gigantic step to the top of your mat. Finding our forward fold here once you arrive. Hands come to shins, inhale to a halfway lift. Exhaling to fold down. Coming all the way up to standing when you're ready. Root down to rise up, press your palms together, you can gaze up. Exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful, inhale those arms overhead. As we exhale, we fold forward and grab opposite elbows or grab onto those big toes, that's up to you. Rooting down through those feet, plug those toes into the mat or into your fingers if you're holding on to your big toes. 2 more breaths here. Breath into those hamstrings. 1 more breath. And then release those hands wherever you have them, inhaling to a halfway lift and a flat back. We prepare the spine this way. And then we exhale to plant those hands firmly, take it back to find downward facing dog. Taking a big breath in here. Full breath out. Inhaling that right leg towards the ceiling, nice square hips. Exhale to step it forward. We'll keep our back knee up here, coming into our first full size crescent lunge. Shoulders over those hips. Hips are square. That right knee's on top of that right ankle here. Press firmly through the ball of the back foot. We've got good contact with the back foot. Press into your entire front foot as well. Big toe plugs in on that front side. Fingertips are up. Engage your belly. 3 breaths. One more breath, my friends. Let's inhale. As we exhale, we gently frame that front foot. We're going to step our left foot about halfway forward, finding pyramid pose on the right side. So if you would like blocks here, you're welcome to some blocks. Fingertips are great. Flat palms are great. You'll notice that your left hip might be up a little bit. You want to square off those hips here. Press through both feet, equal pressure. 3 breaths, how about it? One more breath, everybody. Let's inhale. As we exhale, we're going to carefully step our left foot back again. So we have our lunge and then root down with your left hand, right fingers to the sky. Take our twist right here. If you'd like to drop that back knee down, you can. You don't have to. 2 more big breaths. One more full breath. Let's inhale. As we exhale, we unwind and we make our way all the way back to downward facing dog. Bend and straighten those knees, pedal it out, check it out. And then when you're ready on your next inhale, left leg reaches towards the sky, square hips. Exhale to step that left foot forward. Our back knee stays lifted here. Torso rises up, full-size crescent lunge. Left side, that left knee is on top of that left ankle here. Square hips, tall spine, crown of the head reaches up. Press through both feet here, my friends. 3 breaths. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to frame that front foot, carefully step our right foot about halfway forward, coming into pyramid pose on this side. So root down through both feet. Fingertips, flat palms, or blocks, whatever you have. Your right hip is going to want to pop up. We want to square those hips off if we can. 3 breaths here. Finding one more full breath. Let's inhale. So we exhale, we'll step our right foot back, coming back into our lunge, and then right fingers plant, left fingers to the sky. Let's find that twist. If you'd like the back knee on the ground, please feel free to take it. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Here we are. Inhale. As we exhale, unwind, plant those hands firmly and take it back. Finding downward facing dog. Taking a big full breath in here. And a full breath out. And then when you're ready, send those hips a little higher. Take those baby steps or a big step to the top of the mat. Forward fold once you get here. Hands to shins, inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold down. Coming all the way up to standing. Draw those arms overhead, press palms together. You can gaze up. And then we'll exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, keep your feet hip distance apart. We'll drop into our only chair pose of today. So hips are square, knees are apart here, right? So we don't want our knees to buckle it. We want nice alignment here. Press through those feet, my friends. You should be able to see your toes. You can keep hands on hips, draw thumbs to heart center, or reach those arms up. 3 breaths. One more breath. Here we are. Inhale. Exhale. And then we'll inhale to bring it all the way up. Press those palms together. You can look up. Exhale to fold forward and all the way down. You can grab opposite elbows or grab those big toes here for another hamstring opener. If you like to work hands underneath your feet for gorilla pose, you can certainly come into that today. 3 breaths. Head is heavy. One more big breath here. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we'll unhook those hands wherever we have them. Hands to shins, inhaling to a halfway lift, flat back. As we exhale, plant those hands firmly. Let's take it all the way back to downward facing dog. Find that breath again. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then when you're ready, we'll take that right leg towards the sky. Inhale, square hips. As we exhale, we carefully step that right foot forward. Come up onto those fingertips here, my friends, to get some balance. And then we'll pivot that back foot down, creating warrior 2 in the lower body. Heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Press firmly through those feet, and then we'll bring our torso all the way up. Full-size warrior 2, right side. If you have to make any adjustments, that's okay. Settle in, shoulders over hips. Find that breath. 2 more, let's inhale. One more big breath. Pairing breath and movement a little bit here. Everybody, straight arms, straight legs. Reach those arms up. You can gaze up, breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Twice more. Inhale, reach up. You can gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. One more time. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. Stay right here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, right forearm to right thigh, left fingers to the sky, side angle pose. So press your right forearm into your thigh, thigh into your forearm. Zip up your belly. Left fingers to the sky, or that left arm can hover above your ear. 3 breaths here. Beautiful long lines here. Activate those feet, activate that core. One more breath, my friends. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we're gonna make our way back up to warrior two. We're gonna straighten that right knee here. Draw those right fingers forward, bring that right hand down to the shin, coming into triangle pose right from there. So your right hand can stay on your right shin, foot or floor. If you notice that your left shoulder roots down towards the ground, back out of it a little bit. 3 breaths. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to gaze down at those right toes here. Square off those shoulders. Bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. Pivot those hips to square. Walk your right foot out to the right. We have lizard lunge right here. So you're welcome to keep that back knee up or drop that back knee down here. Root firmly through that entire right foot. So your right foot is flat on the ground. And then we'll just stay on our hands today rather than come to our forearms here. We'll take 3 breaths. One more breath, my friends. Here we are. We're gently going to heel toe that right foot in a little bit so that we can frame it here. Back knee off the ground. If it's on the ground, take a breath in. Exhale to step it back to find downward facing dog. Adjust those feet as you need to. Pedal it out. Finding 2 more big breaths. One more big breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then on your next inhale, left leg extends towards the ceiling. Nice square hips here. As we exhale, we gently step that left foot forward. Come up onto your fingertips to create that nice balance here. Pivot that right foot down. So now we have warrior two in those legs. And then we root down through the feet first before we rise up. Warrior two, left side. When you're ready, take your time. Press through both feet. Stack that left knee. Hips are square. Arms straight and strong. 3 breaths here. One more breath. And then we pair breath and movement. So we're going to straight arms, straight legs. You can gaze up. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Twice more. Here we are. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. Last time. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. Pause right here. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, left forearm to left thigh. Right fingers to the sky, side angle pose. Press that forearm into the thigh, thigh into the forearm. Those right fingers can come straight up or you can hover above your ear. Press into both feet. Activate your belly. 3 breaths. One more breath here. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we'll inhale to bring our torso back up again, straighten that left knee. And then we reach those left fingers forward, bringing them down to the shin, right fingers to the sky, triangle pose on the left side. So you can keep your left hand on the shin. You can find the foot or the floor. Try to keep your chest open to the right here. 3 breaths. One more breath, my friends. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to gaze down at those left toes. Drop both hands to the inside of that left foot. Square off those hips back to center here. Heel toe your left foot out to the width of the mat here. Coming into lizard lunge left side. So you're welcome to drop that back knee down if you'd like to, or keep it lifted. We're going to stay on those hands. Make sure that left foot is nice and flat. Knees on top of that ankle. Good alignment there. 3 breaths right here. One more breath, everybody. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to gently heel toe that left foot back in a bit so we can plant our hands in the right spot. Back knee off the ground if it's planted. Take a big inhale. On an exhale, we step back, finding downward facing dog. Let's take a big breath in here. Full breath out. And then we're going to inhale those knees all the way down to the mat here, tabletop. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. We'll take 5 breaths here. So if you'd like the shoulder openers, you're welcome to that. Or you can stay center with our regular child's pose. 4 more breaths. Finding 1 more breath in child's pose. And then when you're ready, you can come through a tabletop position, tuck those toes under, and send your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, let's take a big breath in. Take a full breath out. Send those hips a little higher, walk, step, or float up to the top of the mat here. Coming into our forward fold once you get here. Hands to shins, inhale ourselves to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold all the way down. Torso rises all the way up. When you are ready, press those palms together overhead. You can gaze it up. And exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, I'm gonna back up a little bit here. We're gonna work those hamstrings a little bit more. So root down through your feet here. Just like we have 4 corners in our palms, we have 4 corners in the feet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna lift all of our toes up off the ground, root down through those feet, and then from the pinky toes all the way into the big toe, 1 toe comes down at a time. Plant the pinky, and then all the way in to the big toe. So just like our fingers, those toes can independently root down into the ground. And then from here, hands to hips, roll shoulders back, chest forward, plant into those feet. Inhale. As we exhale, take our torso halfway down. Check that alignment, hip, knee, and ankle, all nice and stacked. And then from here, left hand stays on left hip, right hand comes all the way down. Bend your knees as much as you need to get that right hand on the ground. And then from here, continue to press through that entire right hand, rotating the torso open to the left here. Bend deeper into that right knee, that left knee will straighten. You might not go completely straight on that left side, that's totally okay here. If you have a block and that feels better, you can put a block under your right hand. And then from here, you're welcome to keep your left hand on your left hip or open that left arm up to the sky. 3 breaths, here we are, beautiful. One more breath. Let's bring that left hand back to that left hip, square off the torso back to center, bend both knees. And then we're gonna switch hands. So the left hand replaces the right hand comes to your right hip. As you start to peel open to the right here, straighten your right knee, bend deeper into the left knee. And then from that rotation here, you can keep your right hand on your right hip or draw those right fingers up to the sky. 3 breaths. One more breath, let's inhale. And exhale. Right hand comes back to the right hip. Square off back to center here. You can bend and straighten those knees as much as you'd like to. And then when you're ready, we'll bring hands to shins, inhaling ourselves to a halfway lift and a flat back. And then we'll exhale to plant those hands. Let's take ourselves all the way back to find downward facing dog. So you can wiggle it out a little bit if you want to. Take a full breath in. Big breath out. We're gonna make our way forward to a high plank here. Shoulders over those wrists. And then we're gonna drop down to our forearms for a forearm plank. 3 big breaths here. Zip up your belly. Forearms are parallel to each other. Press through the balls of your feet. One more breath, my friends. Let's inhale. As we exhale, we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. You can rock your feet side to side if you want to here. And then from here, we're going to come right into Sphinx pose. So legs are long behind us, tops of the feet press into the mat. Our forearms are still parallel to each other. I like to have flat palms on the ground here for this pose. And then we want to root down firmly with that pelvis. So pubic bone presses into the mat. Roll your shoulders back, chest forward, look forward. Maybe this is good for you and you want to stay right here. You're welcome to. If you'd like to go a little bit bigger, start to press into those hands, lifting the elbows off the ground. Sphinx pose. Completely up to you. If this is too much, back out of it. You can drop back down to those forearms. Pelvis is heavy here. Root down into the earth. Spread those fingers wide. 2 more breaths. One more full breath, my friends. Inhale. And stay here for your exhale. And then we'll carefully lower all the way down. You can take a cheek here. You can windshield wiper those knees again. And then when you are ready, we'll root down through those hands. Tuck your toes under. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hips to sky to find downward facing dog. Pedal it out as much as you'd like to here. Wiggle it a little bit if you want. Taking 2 more breaths. One more full breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. Then when you're ready, we're going to inhale our right leg towards the ceiling here, square hips. We'll exhale to step that right foot forward, coming into pigeon. Walk your right foot over to the left, drop your shin down, drop your back knee down. So, right knee is wider than the right hip. Try to square off that pelvis if you can. Straight line from the left hip to the left toes, and then check it out. You can stay on your hands or drop down to your forearms here. We'll take 5 breaths in pigeon today. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to draw that torso up, root down through your hands. We're going to shift all of our body weight onto our right butt cheek. Swing that left leg around. So now the bottom of the right foot is to the inside of the left thigh. Left leg is super long, toes up towards the sky. Inhale that torso nice and tall. And exhale over that left leg here. Hamstring stretch left side. 3 breaths. One more full round of breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then gently bring that torso all the way up. We're going to cross over those ankles here. Plant your hands firmly. And then make our way back to downward facing dog. Look at that. Good unwind there. Full breath in. Big breath out. Inhale your left leg towards the ceiling. Nice square hips here. Exhale to step it forward, coming into pigeon left side. Walk your left foot over to the right. Drop that shin down. Drop that back knee down. Good. Same alignment setup, my friends. Left knee is wider than that left hip. Hips, pelvis are square. Straight line from the right hip to the right foot here. And then check this side out. You can stay up or you can fold forward. 5 breaths. Taking one more full breath in. Let's inhale. And exhale. If you're folded forward, let's bring that torso all the way up. And then we're going to shift all that body weight onto that left butt cheek here. Swing that right leg forward. So the bottom of the left foot is to the inside of that right thigh. Right toes up towards the sky here. Inhale, torso super tall. Exhale, fold forward. 3 breaths. One more big breath here. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we'll gently bring that torso all the way up. We get to do our crossover ankle process again. So cross those ankles, plant those hands, and then make our way back to downward facing dog. One side is always easier than the other side, right? Take a big inhale. Full exhale. Then we're going to send those hips a little higher, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Once we make our way to the top of the mat, drop those hips all the way down. Draw your knees into your chest here, and then you can make your way all the way down onto your back when you are ready. Look at that. Make those circles with those knees. I'm going to scoot down here a little bit for you. And then we'll make our way back to center here. We'll take a basic twist to each side first, and then we'll switch it up a little bit. So plant your feet. Feet are about hip distance apart here. Arms can take up as much space as you'd like to. Find a full inhale. Exhale, let those knees fall to the right. 3 breaths here. Gentle twist. Shoulder blades stay down. And then on your next inhale, the knees come back to center. On your exhale, knees fall to the left. Gentle twist to this side. One more full breath here. And then we'll draw those knees back to center. We're going to draw our knees in towards our chest here. And then keep the left knee tight. Right leg goes straight and long. Whoops, watch the dresser. And all the way down. Engage that right straight leg into the mat, everybody. Keep that left knee up nice and tight. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. Keep strong engagement of that right leg. We're going to use our right hand on our left knee. Taking that left knee over to the right, taking another series of twists here. So your left butt cheek is going to come up off the ground. That's totally okay. Try to keep your left shoulder blade down if you can. 3 breaths here. And then on your next inhale, we'll gently make our way back to center here. Keep your left knee in nice and tight towards your torso, and then draw your right knee in, and then we can switch sides. So right knee stays in tight to your belly, left leg goes straight and long and all the way down. Engage that left leg into the mat, so it's super active. Right knee's in nice and tight to the body. Big breath in, full breath out. And then when you're ready, that left hand comes to the outside of the right knee, drawing the right knee across the body for our second twist here. So again, that right hip is going to come up off the ground. That's okay. Shoulder blades down, 3 breaths. One more full breath here. Let's inhale. And exhale. Then we'll inhale ourselves back to center. Right knee's in super tight to the body here. Left knee comes in to meet it. So we've got a big hug with both knees in. And then we can take a happy baby here if you'd like to, reaching in between those thighs to grab onto toes, arches, or ankles for happy baby. 3 breaths here. And then we'll gently draw those knees in together here. You can extend those legs up towards the sky. Press your heels up towards the ceiling. Draw your toes in towards your face. Nice straight line from your sacrum up to your heels. Stay here for a breath. Inhale. And exhale. And you can stay here if you'd like to. You can draw the bottoms of the feet together, take the knees out wide, or any other final postures you'd like to take today before our long Shavasana. Few moments of yogi playtime if you'd like to take advantage of it. And then, of course, if you haven't yet set yourself up with additional blankets or pillows and you'd like to go grab them, you can take a second here to do so. If you'd like to take legs up the wall to start with your Shavasana today, you are welcome to do so. You can start with bottoms of the feet together, knees out wide, or you can set yourself up in a heart bench. And of course, whenever you are ready, full corpse pose, has super long legs, feet as wide as you'd like to take them. Those arms can take up as much space as you'd like to as well. Feel free to add or remove any layers, cozy socks, warm blanket. And then once you have made your way to full corpse pose here, take a big breath all the way in. And then exhale into the support of the earth beneath you and enjoy. Let's take a full breath all the way in. And a big breath all the way out. Gently, as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, take notice of how your body feels here. You can roll the wrists and the ankles if that feels good. And you can rock your head side to side. And then in your own time, when you feel ready, extend those arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toes. Finding a full breath all the way in. And then as you exhale, gently draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a big hug. When you feel ready in your own time, gently making your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position. And we'll take a moment in this posture, as we always do, calling to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, use both hands to bring you gently up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like and feels like for you. Palms pressing together at heart center once you arrive. Eyes open or closed. We'll finish out with one more full round of breath. Let's inhale and exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Namaste and kittens. Yay!
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thanks, Courtney.
Have a wonderful
Thank you.
weekend.
Yeah, have a
Wonderful
great
class.
weekend.
Wonderful.
So good.
Thank you. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.